Okay, we're in session in two cases. First case is cause number 320676. Second case is cause number 329542. Both cases are style of State of Texas versus Zachariah Lau Atterbury. We have Mr. Atterbury appearing via Zoom. Mr. Atterbury, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Atterbury, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I do.
Okay, Mr. Atterbury, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Atterbury?
I'm doing good, Your Honor. How about you, sir?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Atterbury, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Bruce Smith. Mr. Smith, how are you doing?
Fine, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Smith, do you waive a record in Mr. Atterbury's cases?
We do, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Atterbury, in cause number 320676, the information alleges that on or about January 1st of 2018, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of unlawfully carrying a weapon while engaging in criminal activity. Mr. Atterbury, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I do.
And to this charge, Mr. Atterbury, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No content, guilty, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Atterbury, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I am.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir, I am, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Atterbury, I have before me a document that is titled the Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment, also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of this document, there are set of initials ZA on a line next to a box that says check guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I did.
And on page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I did.
And on the next document, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
There are two boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box check states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I do.
The second box states, that's checked, states that you are waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I am.
And Mr. Atterbury, did you sign a document out there that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I did.
Now, Mr. Atterbury, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I have just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you? Did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir, he did, Your Honor.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir, I did, Your Honor.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir, to my knowledge, yes, sir, they are.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection.
And no objection, State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Smith, you advising counsel, Mr. Atterbury, is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor, there's not.
And Mr. Atterbury, your attorney, Mr. Smith, is advising counsel to you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir, I am, Your Honor.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir, he has, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Atterbury, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
The agreement is for 64 days, time served, tax and retire the court costs, and that is to run concurrent with cause number 329542.
Okay, Mr. Atterbury, the state is offering that you serve 64 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail in this case because you've already served 64 days. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served. The court cost in this case, Mr. Atterbury, is $387, but you will not have to pay the court costs because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. This case will also run concurrent with cause number 329542. Mr. Atterbury, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I do.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir, I do, Your Honor.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir, I accept the offer, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Atterbury, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Atterbury, we will move on to your next case, and that next case is cause number 329542. The information in that case alleges that on or about February 12th of 2021, while you're in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class A misdemeanor offense of possession of a controlled substance. Mr. Atterbury, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I am.
And to this charge, how did you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
I plead guilty, Your Honor.
Now, you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir, I am, Your Honor.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, Mr. Atterbury, in this case, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments, also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of this document, Mr. Atterbury, there's a set of initials ZA on the line next to a box that says check guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I did.
There's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant on page 3 of this document. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir, it is, Your Honor.
And the next document is the trial court certification, the defendant's right of appeal. And at the bottom of this document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir, I did sign it, Your Honor.
There are two boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do understand it, Your Honor.
The second box states that you're waiving, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
And did you sign a document out there that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes, sir, I did, Your Honor.
Now, prior to signing and initiating these documents that I have just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir, he did as well.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir, I did.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
To the best of my knowledge, yes, sir, Your Honor.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
No
No
objection.
objection? No objection. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. And Mr. Smith, you've advised and counseled Mr. Atterbury in this case as well. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Atterbury, your attorney, Mr. Smith, is advising counsel you in this case as well. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir, I am, Your Honor.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir, he has.
Okay, Mr. Atterbury, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you're mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is for 64 days, time served, tax and retire the court costs, and that is to run concurrent with cause number 320676.
Mr. Atterbury, the state is recommended that you serve, it's offering that you serve 64 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail in this case because you've already served 64 days. Therefore, you'll be given credit for time served. The court cost in this case is $377, but you will not have to pay the court cost because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court cost will be taxed and retired. And this case will run concurrent with cause number 320676. Mr. Atterbury, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I do.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Atterbury, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into in cause number 329542. And Mr. Atterbury, in your previous case, which is cause number 320676, which is a unlawful carrying a weapon while engaging in criminal activity. And in accordance with the Texas Administrative Code, section 176.1, the court hereby admonishes you or warns you of the following. Number one, you are by entry or order or judgment ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Number two, beginning now, if you possess a firearm or ammunition, it could lead to charges against you. If you have questions about how long you will be ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, you should consult an attorney. Number three, under Texas Penal Code, section 46.013, A, firearm means any device designed, made, or adapted to expel a projectile through a barrel by using the energy generated by an explosion or burning substance, or any device readily convertible to that use. B, firearm does not include a firearm that may have as an integral part a folding knife blade or other characteristics of weapons made illegal by Penal Code Chapter 46, and that is one, an antique or carry firearm manufactured before 1899, or two, a replica of an antique or carry firearm manufactured before 1899, but only if the replica does not use rimfire or centerfire ammunition. The statutes listed below are a starting point for ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. For more information about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or for more information on how long your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition lasts, the court recommends you contact an attorney. Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.292, Magistrate's Orders for Emergency Protection. Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 42.0131, Notice for persons convicted of misdemeanors involving family violence. Penal Code, Section 46.02, unlawful carrying weapons. Penal Code, Section 46.04, unlawful possession of firearm. Penal Code, Section 25.07, violation of certain court orders or conditions of bond in a family violence, child abuse or neglect, sexual assault or abuse, indecent assault, stalking, or trafficking case. Family Code, Section 85.026, warning on protective order. Now, Mr. Otterberry, there are copies of this model admonishment at the jail. You should be given a copy. This will conclude your case. Please follow the bailiff, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you. You too, Your Honor. You, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Smith, this will conclude your case. You're going to be resetting Barton. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. What day you want it reset to?
Well, I can get Charles to do it for me if I'm still in that trial next week. Whenever you can reset it, that'd be great. Because if I'm not available, I'll get Charles up there to take it for me.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank
Well,
you.
we'll just reset it for our next jail run. And if y'all need it anytime sooner or later, let us know.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.